So in today's video, I'm going to review the Aldi version of Halo Top, the Kenny's ice cream, which is a low-calorie, high-protein alternative to your traditional ice cream. Is it any good? Let's see now. Hi, I'm Alex, a climate dietitian, sports dietitian, and nutrition coach. Welcome back to one of my videos. Today we're going to be doing something a bit different. We're going to be doing a review. But first, before we get into the review, I want you to first subscribe, ring the bell. Awesome. So over the last few years, there's been an explosion of these ice creams on the market, these low-calorie, high-protein, healthy versions of ice cream, such as Halo Top and Froyo and all those kind of things that are considered healthier and higher protein and lower calories, so they can be a bit more macro-friendly for, let's say, a weight loss plan. Well, now there is an Aldi version. And today I'm going to review this. I'm going to see, is the Aldi version any good? Does it taste good? What are the macros like? And should you consider trying it out for yourself? Now, I'm not a typical consumer of these kind of ice creams. I will either just allocate normal ice cream to my calories. That's the beauty of flexible dieting. That's why I use it, because you can literally eat what you want and fit it in strategically and still get results. Or I'll make my own kind of homemade protein ice cream. But even a homemade protein ice cream never really has the texture of real ice cream. So these serve as a good alternative, and I have started to incorporate it more into my life. And that is why I'm keen to see how these Aldi ones fare up. So without further ado, let's get into the kitchen, do this review, and see, does this Aldi Kenny's ice cream stack up well to the classics such as Halo Top and, of course, traditional ice cream? Let's go. So we're in the kitchen now, so we're going to whip out these two ice creams, show you which ones I've decided to review today. So first we've got this one here, which is a choc chip cookie dough. Sounds pretty good to me. I'm sure it sounds pretty good to you, so we're going to tuck into this soon. And of course, I couldn't go past just trying some classic cookies and cream version. Okay, there was other flavors there. There was salted caramel. There was also a vanilla bean. So those are to your liking. Obviously try those. But one that was missing that I actually hope they stock it very soon is some kind of chocolate version, okay? I'm just a lover of like chocolate ice creams, chocolate desserts, just chocolates, okay? So I'm pretty keen to see if they actually come up with a chocolate version of their ice cream, especially if these here today are winners, okay? So let's see how we go. But of course, before any taste test, we've got to see, how are these macros, okay? Are these actually macro friendly, okay? Are they worth even buying for the sake of the nutrition? Because that's really the big selling point with them. It's the nutrition side of things. Because let's face it, they're a bit costly. Now, the reason that I'm pretty keen to try these is because these are actually pretty cost effective for what they are. Okay, of course, it's never going to be as cost effective as normal ice cream, but we can't expect that. But at about $5 a pop, you can see it's about half price than the typical Halo Top and all those type of ice creams that typically retail for about 10 bucks or so. So let's look at these macros and see what we are looking at here, okay? So this is the first one I'm going to do. So as you can see, they're doing it pretty well. Don't know if you see it well on the camera or not, but 360 calories per tub. This one here is 310, so it's got less, but it'll tell you straight away how much it has. I think the salted caramel one, I believe, had 300 calories on the dot, but it tells you straight away there how much roughly per tub it has. So already we can see that it is calorie friendly. I mean, for a tub of ice cream to be only around 300 calories, well, you can't go wrong with that really, especially if you taste very similar, if not exactly like traditional ice cream. So this first one we're gonna look at is the choc chip cookie dough. Let's see what we're looking at for macro wise. So per serve, okay, so we're looking at per serve, and they're saying a serve size is 88 grams roughly, or 158 milliliters, or whatever you want to use for yours. I always say use grams unless you're doing things like water and liquids, because then you can use mils. But we're looking at about 117 calories, looking at 6.7 grams of protein. We're looking at about 4 grams of fat, about 13 grams of carbs, so very low. So if, for example, for a diabetic, that'll be considered 1 carb portion. And then obviously sodium's got a bit of sodium there, but nothing to ring home about. So if we were to kind of look at that in the bigger picture, because it's got about 3 serves in it, we're looking at potentially closer to that 20 grams of protein per tub. Okay, we're looking at obviously 360 calories per tub, and we're looking at carbs that are, not even up to that 50 gram mark. And of course, fats would be, whatever that is, about 12 grams of fat. So macro wise, what I would look at first is obviously calories, and then I'll go look at protein. at about close to 20 grams of protein. If you're craving some real ice cream that is not even going to get you close to that, this is going to be a good alternative. It's going to help hit some of that protein in your day, and it's going to be calorie friendly. Okay, but then obviously let's look at this one here, the 310 ones. This one's obviously more calorie friendly, but let's see what the macros are like. So this one's got less protein. Okay, so that's so far you can see that this one will be better off if you're trying to hit protein. Of course, taste not considered. It's got about 76 calories per serve, so about 4 serves of that, 310, done. So you can see how the labeling can be quite different. You can't rely on just doing what you think it is correct. You have to actually look at the label and understand the actual serving sizes they're giving you, because you could go, oh, they're both Kenny's ice cream, they're both from Aldi, they're both kind of similar types of products, they're going to have similar amounts of portion sizes. No, this one goes per 4, this one goes per 3. Not that it matters, because let's be realistic, we're buying these to eat the whole tub, or at least that's how I would do it. Eat this as like a dessert, 300 calories. You can't go wrong for a dessert with that amount of calories. Come on, let's be real. But yeah, about 5.2 grams of protein per serve. So if we multiply that by 4, we're still actually looking at, obviously 20 grams of protein, so it's still pretty decent. I did make a bit of a mistake there, thinking that it's actually lower in protein. To be honest, looking at that, consider this is 4 serves, the other one's 3 serves, this will actually probably hit a high amount of protein overall, but that's much in the muchness, okay? Much in the muchness. Again, carb-wise and fat-wise, very similar, pretty normal, pretty standard, something you'd expect from a product like this. So far we can already see that both of these products are not only calorie friendly, but they're also protein friendly to a degree. They're never going to be as high as, let's say, a proper meal of let's say like a chicken or beef or fish with some veggies and some nice carbohydrates like that. It's never going to be that high in protein. Or like maybe a protein ice cream, or nice cream as they sometimes like to call it, that you would make at home, which would traditionally be higher in protein per a whole batch, so to speak. But for what it is, and especially if the taste test turns out really, really well, for what it is, being able to hit about 20 grams of protein in a serve of ice cream, or in like a small tub of ice cream, of course, that's actually not too bad in my eyes. Because it's not something you'd obviously want to eat all the time. It'd be something where you want that ice cream fix, but something that's just a bit more macro friendly, and it can fit your nutrition budget a little more easier. But with all that said, let's get into taste test, because really, at the end of the day, that's what's important. If it tastes like crap, what's the point? If it tastes great, awesome. Because at the end of the day, you can still include your normal ice cream, no problem at all. That's the beauty of flexible nutrition. As I said, it's what I help my clients understand. It's what I do myself. That's what I want you to understand too. So yeah, without further ado, let's taste these. Okay, so I've got my ice creams. I've got some water here as well to flush out the palate after each taste, so that we can get the most accurate assessment of how well these ice creams actually taste. So let's try first the cookies and cream. Okay, so here we go. Try and show you there so if you can see it nicely. That's like what you can see what it looks like. Texture wise, as what you expect, very much like normal ice cream. Okay, as you can see, very much like normal ice cream. So I'm really keen to try this. I'm actually been excited. I've had these in the fridge for like a whole week, but I'm trying to find time to do this video to help you guys understand whether it's worth buying, but also to see for myself. So without further ado, let's give it a go. That's actually quite good. The texture, you wouldn't even believe it's like a alternative to traditional ice cream. Tastes the same. And I can see some little cookie bits and stuff here, so I'm gonna try and dig into here and just get a bit more of a taste of that. Actually surprisingly good. Now, cookies and cream is not my traditional go-to flavor. Funny enough, my favorite protein bars, or one of my favorite protein bars, is a cookies and cream flavor, but traditionally I'm more of a cookie dough, choc chip, chocolate, fudge, brownie, that sort of thing. I'm sort of that kind of guy. So this is gonna appeal more to you, obviously, if you're more of a cookies and cream, but just even for what it is, like, to be honest, like this tastes like normal ice cream to me. Like I can't tell the difference, like it's just actually quite good. Yep, can't fault that. Yeah, knowing what cookies and cream typically taste like, that definitely hits the mark. It definitely tastes like a cookies and cream ice cream. Now, is it as sweet and as rich as traditional ice cream? No,
But did I expect it to be? Also no. Because the reality is there's always going to have to be some kind of compromise when it comes to these ice creams. It's never going to taste like the real thing, as we like to call it. But that's okay, because I always look at it whether it's at least 70-80% just as good or brings me that satisfied feeling. And this definitely does. In terms of texture, it definitely does. Is it a flavor that I will typically get? No. So I'm actually keen to try this next one because it's going to be more the flavor that I'm into. And obviously, chocolatey kind of style. But definitely, if you're a cookies and cream person, worth trying. For $5 a tub, 310 calories, okay? Even if you don't like it, it's only going to take away 310 calories out of your daily intake. And if you're eating enough calories, that shouldn't be too bad. And of course, you don't have to be like me and eat the whole tub in one go. You can just portion out the actual serve and you'll get hardly any calories out. So yeah, definitely a good alternative to like Halo Top of those traditional ice creams at a much cheaper price of $5 a pop. But of course, the one I've been really wanting to try is the choc chip cookie dough. And there, that's what it looks like. Doesn't look like much, just looks like a bit of vanilla ice cream with little bits of chocolate throughout it. But I'm actually pretty keen to try this because, like I said, it's more of that type of flavor that I really, really enjoy. So let's really get into this. So texture-wise, same deal. Okay, hope you can see that properly. Same deal as the other one, texture-wise, very, very, very similar to normal ice cream. But let's see what it's... Ooh. Before I forget, I should probably wash out my palette. Don't even know if you have to do that for ice cream. Okay, I may be silly doing this. I don't know, but can't hurt. I need to hydrate anyway. Okay, hydrate yourself. Okay, without further ado, let's get into this one. Oh yeah. Yep, this hits the spot. Just as I expected, I would enjoy this one more, and it is a winner. Gets better with each taste. I don't know if you're like me, but when I first get started into an ice cream, like the taste is good and all, but it's more so later. Now, I'm not a huge ice cream person, but even so, like it's only like later when you actually just start getting more of the little bits and pieces, like the cookie dough, little bits that are in this, and you start tasting more of the flavors that are in it, and you really realize how nice something is. Oh yeah, this one's good. This one's good. This is my recommendation. Yeah, it's a bit more calories, but like I said, 50 calories more, come on. And 2, you don't have to eat the whole thing. Remember, that's just the way I roll. And I'm not gonna eat this whole thing right now, of course, but sometimes I'll just tuck into a whole tub. Yeah. I don't need to taste that one anymore to tell you, but that one tastes so good that I could easily eat that instead of normal ice cream. Now I'm really keen, now based on that, really keen to see if Aldi comes out with a full-on chocolate version. Like there's one in Woolies called, I think it's called Tilly's. It's like sometimes you find it on a really good sale. This is all Australian stuff. I don't know if your Aldi and your Woolies and stuff like, or whatever your supermarket is in your country, I don't know if it would have the same stuff, of course. I'm hoping that your Aldi does. It should be universal, but I don't know. But yeah, there is one, it's like a choc fudge brownie type thing. If Aldi releases one of those, I'll of course be doing a review, but I'll be really happy because if it tastes anything as good as this in a more chocolatey form, well, I'll be dancing, okay? I'll be dancing. And even so, like I said, I'm not even a big ice cream person. It's just sometimes I feel like a bit of ice cream, or just because it's a lower calorie version, something to fill me up after a meal, it can be a good alternative. But yeah, I've kind of tasted all this. I know what I need to say. And the matter of fact is, at $5 a pop, with the kind of macros that you have for an ice cream, to be honest, like an ice cream, and the taste, especially the choc chip cookie dough, I do recommend you try it. Give it a go. You may enjoy it really well. You may just be okay with it, or you may even hate it. At the end of the day, that's kind of the beauty of food, isn't it? Where everyone has different palates. We all enjoy different things. Some things we enjoy more than others. Some things we hate. But you won't know until you try it. So give it a go and let me know, okay? I'll be curious. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about these ice cream. Did you like it? And if you try the other flavors, the salted caramel, which I'm not a big fan of salted caramel, or if you tried the vanilla bean, let me know what you think of those. I'll be curious to hear. Or if you've got different flavors in your country, let me know, okay? And maybe you can send some over to me, especially the chocolate one. But yeah, I hope this video has been helpful for you to get an insight in terms of a different alternative to ice cream if you're a big ice cream person, okay? That's what the purpose of this video was. If you're an ice cream person that's really craving that as a dessert, but you feel like normal ice cream, you can't fit it into your plan as often as you'd like, this can be a good alternative for you. Okay, so yeah, hope this helped. Now, of course, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe, okay? I'm gonna be doing more of these food reviews, hopefully some more recipes for you as well as, of course, my classic nutrition education series, information, whatever you wanna call it, where I hop on the camera and talk about a topic so that you know what the truth is about nutrition, okay? So you don't get led astray. Of course, so subscribe to that. Of course, this video was helpful. If you like this video, if you like me just tasting some ice cream in front of you, hit the like button, show it some love. Yeah, until next time, stay classy. Bye.